Pittsburgh.
As they say in PIHL hockey, let's do that PIHL hockey. Hello, good evening, and welcome back to the RMU Island Sports Center in Neville Township inside the Clearview Arena. Better late than never, our nightcap of this Monday Week 7 doubleheader. PIHL Hockey Night live on TenbandTV. Hello, good evening, and welcome. Matt Popchock here as the Elizabeth Forward Warriors in black get set to take on the host Sewickley Academy Panthers in white. The Warriors trying to climb out of the basement in the gold division of PIHL D2, coming in with a 1-5 overall mark, 3 points. Sewickley Academy 1-6, they're sitting on 3 points, currently sitting in the number 7 spot in the blue division of PIHL D2. So technically the Panthers have their first victory under their belt since returning to PIHL varsity as a co-op program with Our Lady of the Sacred Heart, and that victory came in the season opener via forfeit when the league ruled that the state champs from Burrell had improperly loaded their roster, their varsity roster, with too many players. Burrell admitted to the mistake, and the Bucks, for their part, made up for it with a 10-0 win in the most recent meeting between the two teams. The Panthers' last proper PIHL win at the varsity level, Monday, February 22nd, 2021. That's the long drought they're trying to break here tonight against Elizabeth Forward. EF, one of a handful of teams trying to break out of the basement in that blue division. In the gold division. Elizabeth Forward 3 points, Central Valley beneath them with 1 point. The Warriors chasing Connellsville and McDowell, tied for 9 points. Sewickley in the blue division, tied with Wilmington, Trinity, and Carrick. They each have 3 points. And the player to watch for Elizabeth Forward and their fifth-year head coach Mark Swankler is the all-star senior Cam Thompson, number 94 in black, warming up in the mix somewhere off to our left. Thompson leading the Warriors coming into tonight with 5 goals. Last year in the 3-game regular season series with Sewickley, he finished with 6 goals and 7 points overall, including a hat trick in the last meeting between these teams in this particular venue. Thompson with 6 points on his young senior season. And for the Sewickley Academy Panthers, the big headline for them in the offseason was something that happened off the ice. Tyler Kennedy, the former Pittsburgh Penguin and Stanley Cup champion, named the director of the Sewickley Academy hockey program back on the 9th of April. And TK is overseeing pretty much every aspect of program development. He and the new first-year head coach, Jake Gradwell, who brings with him a good body of coaching experience after serving as an assistant at Hempfield last season. Those two are really trying to engineer a soup-to-nuts rebuild of the Sewickley program, and right now they're just trying to get the Panthers to stop chasing their tails, pun somewhat intended. You know, he talked about in the offseason, Gradwell did, about the need to change things up and change the culture of the program with help from Tyler Kennedy and his new role with Sewickley's Hockey Association. And those two certainly with their work cut out as they try to stack some points and hopefully finally stack some wins upon their return to the PIHL. Sewickley returning in the fall of 2023. Coming off a winless campaign a year ago, Elizabeth Forward, they've lost 5 of their first 6, coming off back-to-back 4-1 losses, most recently at Lecom Sports Park at the hands of McDowell. And the Warriors are trying to get back to their winning ways here on the road. In goal for Elizabeth Forward, the all-star, most likely Andrew Weir, number 35 in black. He's backed up this season by the sophomore Isaac Ryan. Sewickley Academy with a pair of netminders on their varsity roster as well. Jack Carson, the senior, is your probable starter, averaging around 40 saves per game this season for the Panthers. Looking for his first career win and career appearance number 42, assuming he does get the nod here. He's backed up by the sophomore Charlie Scally, who's dropped his only 2 regular season decisions for the Panthers, made his varsity debut in Valencia back on the 20th of October against Knock, making 26 saves in that one. And it's going to be Carlson, the senior, getting the nod. And we are jumping right into it in game 2. Moments ago, and I mean truly moments ago, we just witnessed the longest shootout to decide a regular season game unofficially in Pennsylvania Interscholastic Hockey League history, since shootouts were introduced to break ties in regular season play. The North Catholic Trojans eventually holding off the Moon Tigers, outscoring them 4-3 in the marathon shootout and winning the game 2-1 on Moon's Hockey Fights Cancer Night. And now for the first time this season on PIHL Hockey Night Live on the Prime channel anyway, we shift our attention to the co-op circuit. Sewickley Academy co-oping with Olsh this season. Elizabeth Forward co-oping with a number of schools from that area. Sarah Catholic, McKeesport, South Park. South Park has their own pure PIHL team this season. And they actually siphoned a number of Elizabeth Forward's players from the co-op club last year. With it now for the Panthers. Moving it across the line, Max Koff, the junior. Bringing it over the attacking line, Luke Forbes. 3 goals, 8 points on his young season for the Warriors. Arjun Kathju clears it out from behind his own net as this puck goes out of play. Now, one thing that's changed in PIHL shootout protocol that tripped us up during our earlier telecast, it was the case last season that after the first 3 rounds of the sudden victory shootout, or the first 3 rounds of the shootout, sudden victory rules would apply. And we saw those rules applied in a extended shootout last year. I can recall at South Fayette that took place at the Mount Lebanon Ice Center. This year, unbeknownst to us, the rules altered. Both teams getting fair ups, and so that's why we are joining you to start this second game of the night after its planned puck drop time of 9:15. The terrestrial clock here in Neville Township reading 9:48 as I speak. And it is Isaac Ryan giving Andrew Weir a rare off night here as the sophomore watches that puck play to the corner. So our first inclination was not correct. Weir on the bench for Mark Swenkler to begin this contest. Nico Botticello sends it to the corner for Sewickley. Near corner, Isaac Brown. Up it comes now to the point for Carlson. Carlson floats it on goal, and Weir makes the save. Ryan, as old habits die hard, makes that save. .849 save percentage in those 2 starts earlier this season for Isaac Ryan. Stanislaw unable to keep it inside the line. Here on the counterattack for EF comes Ian Kugler, missing high and wide. Warriors on the rebound, but it's sent up to center by Mario Thomas. Thomas had one of the Sewickley goals in last year's regular season series with EF. the top returning goal scorer for Sewickley after a 7-goal campaign last season for the Panthers. 8, I beg your pardon. From an angle, that shot fired high and wide. Stanislaw to the corner. Thomas going after it, tries to wrap it around Ryan, hugging that far post to make that save. Eli Stittard putting pressure physically on the Panthers deep in the offensive zone. Sewickley outletting it now for Stanislaw. Jake Stanislaw with a pair of goals to start his junior season. 13 points in 42 career games in the Sewickley Co-op uniform. And there's a hard hit at center on Brooks Crana. Crana draws the penalty, and the Panthers go to the penny power play with just over 4 minutes gone by and a scoreless first. Thompson, who we talked about earlier, will feel shame for 2 minutes and then get free. EF and Sewickley, one of 3 Division II games on the schedule in PIHL tonight as Week 7 of the regular season gets underway. Here come the Warriors shorthanded. Biddle taken down as he approached goal. Play continues. Caden Biddle, the EF sophomore, bouncing right back up. Making his varsity debut tonight for Mark Swankler. Shot from an angle. That's denied by Jack Carlson. Koff will start the breakout for the Panthers here on the man advantage. His centering pass intended for Evan Baker. Cleared but not out. Crana, who drew the penalty for Sewickley, plays it behind the net. Stick save made there from a tight angle by Ryan. Peluso trying to keep it in, he can't. Forbes works it back to center. Kafju up ahead. The Sewickley Academy captain leaving it for Koff. Koff tied up in the corner. Midway through this Elizabeth forward PK, the Warriors have it. And Forbes will take it across the line himself. Forbes drawing a penalty shorthanded, and there goes the penny power play for Sewickley. Now, one alternate captain redeems the other. Luca Peluso, the senior, getting the gate. And so we've got 53 seconds of 4-on-4 hockey to come. Always interesting to see which team benefits from having more open ice to work with. Sewickley Academy, a team obviously starved for offense this season. See if this works to their advantage. Mosca takes the hit behind his own net, plays it up though to Stanislaw. Stanislaw from the angle, that's kicked out of there by Ryan. Holding, by the way, the indication on Thompson, who's in the box for another 20 seconds. Panthers still have this puck. And that's loose in front of Ryan, but cleared alertly. Reagan Donnelly on the PK doing yeoman's work. At 4-on-4, I beg your pardon, doing yeoman's work, but here's a wide open Stanislaw. Break for the Warriors as Stanislaw crossed the line offside. Zach Blinn, the rookie forward, icing this puck for Sewickley after the face-off win. Now the Warriors get a truncated penny power play for 1:05. Thompson out of the box, fires on goal. That save made by Carlson. Biddle to the corner. Thompson. Near side to Blake Hodick, excuse me. Bitto across the attacking line for EF with 25 to go in the penny power play. Good stick there in the corner. Elizabeth forward still on the attack here. Under 10 to go in a scoreless first period. Dying seconds of the man advantage. Shot from an angle is blocked. That was Forbes pulling the trigger. He gets his own rebound back. He's got Biddle calling for the puck at left point. Carlson hugging the post to make that save. Peluso is set free. We're back to 5 aside, and we remain scoreless here at the Clearview Arena. Out in front it comes. Hodick unable to settle that one down. Thompson with a shot pass turned over right to one of the JV call-ups for Jack Gradwell. And that's icing against the Panthers. The Sewickley Academy wants to expand all its programs. Varsity, JV, that's one of the long-term objectives that Gradwell and Tyler Kennedy have outlined since those two assumed their respective positions in charge of that varsity program. Save made off the mask of Orion at the other end. Gradwell, age 45, playing this sport for over 30 of those 45 years, playing and or coaching. And trying to jumpstart the Sewickley co-op that has had a rough go of it its first 2 years back in PIHL as a co-op program. Warriors have been a playoff team recently in Division II and looking for bigger and better things, and first and foremost looking to shrug off a rough start to their own season here as they seek victory number 2. Past the midpoint of period 1, and it's iced by Joe Jennings. How do you watch PIHL Hockey Night Live on TenbandTV? Well, right now, you could be watching on Watch. Yes, you heard me correctly. Log on to watch.tenband.tv and watch multiple live PIHL games and on-demand replays at once. Again, that's watch.tenband.tv to watch your favorite PIHL team the way the hockey gods intended. Matt Popchock here for Game 2 of our Monday night PIHL doubleheader, taking an infrequent glance at Division 2 here in the second game of this Monday night on TenbandTV, presented by our friends at the Mount Washington Shop and Save. Off the tie-up, Colby Ranoski, the rookie, one of 4 players for Sewickley to make their varsity debut October 6th against Ringgold, forcing the save by Ryan. And at the other end, the Warriors nuzzle that nylon with 7.5 to go in the first period. And it is Brock Stevenson with his first of the regular season. The sophomore gets the party started for EF here on the road. Ethan Smith, the junior, on our official roster as number 59, wearing uniform number 40. And now here is Smith. I stand corrected for the Sewickley Academy Panthers, playing it to the corner for Stanislaw. We'll try to positively identify the mystery man for the Panthers as soon as we possibly can, as it's work to the corner for Kugler. Kugler will ice it for the Warriors with under 7 to go in the period. Elizabeth forward with a 1-0 lead on Brock Stevenson's first goal of the season. Puck battle in the corner. Matthias Lieb in there for Sewickley. Stanislaw against the grain, sends it around the boards. Donnelly defensively for Elizabeth forward. After this puck, Stanislaw to the vacant right wing. Only player there, Cam Thompson. The alternate captain through center for EF. Thompson over the line. Thompson on his backhand toward goal. Carlson the save. Panthers have the rebound. Stanislaw with the dump in. Stittard playing it around the net. Around the boards, excuse me. Kathju around the dasher. Warriors pick it up again as both teams were changing lines. Peluso for Evan Baker. Baker trying to outlet it for Koff. And it's going to be icing on Sewickley. And in the corner, it's played by the Sewickley captain, Kathju. Up to center now for Baker. Baker leading it on for Crana. Crana fires on goal, and a loud save made by Ryan. Crana got his own rebound back, but missed the target. That deflects in on goal off of Kathju's stick. Kathju to the corner. EF plays it back to center. Crana leading the charge for the Panthers once again, trailing by a goal. Tyler Jericho around the boards. Just beyond the Elizabeth forward blue line. Panthers looking for it. And it comes free to one of the Warriors. That was Jennings firing it off the glove hand of Carlson. That might have caught a piece of the crossbar as well. Jennings double team near side. Backing up the play is Brown. Isaac Brown draws a double team of his own. EF forced to retreat. Stittard let it go to Jennings. Sent wide of goal by Tony Hara. Kathju. His third straight year as a co-captain of this varsity team. Turning that puck over, and a wrist shot short side taken by Forbes is stopped by Carlson. That might have caught iron as well. Lead pass to Koff. Koff one-on-one with Donnelly. Koff skating wide out in front. Lieb unable to redirect it home. John Paul Lieb, the freshman, looking for goal number 2 on his first varsity campaign. Panthers have had their chances, but they continue to trail early here on home ice. First of 4 straight for the Panthers in friendly confines. Elizabeth forward. The Warriors, meanwhile, are road warriors, you might say. This is their last one before the first of 5 in a row for them on home ice back at the CFS Bank Events Center. Played out in front. Stevenson shooting. That caught the armpit of Carlson. Late in this first period, played back to center. Cole Carlson. Stevenson unable to reach that outlet pass. It comes in on Jack Carlson. Played aside cleanly by Mosca, the sophomore. Turnover at center to Thompson. Thompson has to give up possession, though, so his teammate can tag up. Carlson stood up high and aggressively so. Jericho giving him what for as the Panthers retreat, and we've got a penalty behind the play. 2:01 left in period one. Warriors with a 1-0 lead, about to go to the penny power play for the second time tonight. They're 0 for 1 as Cole Carlson will sit. Near side it comes. Vozick up to Riddle. Riddle's shot partially deflected. Vozick one more time. That save made by Carlson. Sewickley gets the clear. Mario Thomas staying patient. Pressing shorthanded. Matthias Lieb. And Lieb and Cam Thompson collide in the corner. Meanwhile, Vozick up through center, leading the Elizabeth forward special teams. Vozick fires wide. Penalty clock almost in exact synchronization with the period clock. Basically a penny power play the rest of this first period for EF. Barring unforeseen developments. Panthers, however, get another clear with a minute to go. Thompson over the attacking line. Thompson unable to split the D. And Thomas will send that puck the length of the ice. Ryan had to be careful to play it. Strange bounce off the boards. Warriors try to use the boards to their own advantage. Vozick plays it inside the Sewickley line. Panthers calmly send it back to center. Evan Baker chasing Forbes. Forbes dispossessed with under half a minute left in the period. And here comes Sewickley shorthanded. Good stick in the corner by Kugler. 10 seconds remaining. Now the Panthers are about to go 2 for 2 on the penalty kill. But they will end the first period trailing 1-0 as Brock Stevenson's first goal of the season is the difference maker after 17 minutes. I'm Matt Popchock, and you're watching PIHL Hockey Night Live on TenbandTV, presented by the Mount Washington Shop and Save.
It's a PIHL Hockey Night in Pittsburgh.
Discover the heart of Pittsburgh at Mount Washington Shop and Save. At Mount Washington Shop and Save, we're more than just a grocery store. We're your neighborhood destination. From the freshest local produce to gourmet delights, we've got it all under one roof. Experience convenience, quality, and savings, all in the heart of Mount Washington. Mount Washington Shop and Save, where Pittsburgh shops with a view. Shop smart, shop local, shop Mount Washington Shop and Save.
And the Mount Washington Shop and Save is a proud sponsor of the 2025-2026 season of PIHL Hockey Night Live on TenbandTV. Check out the ad on your screen during any of our broadcasts this season for the latest, greatest deals on everything the Mount Washington Shop and Save has to offer. Whatever you need, including every kind of spicy cheese under the sun. Store managers Jim and Michelle Kazarowski will make sure you find it at the Mount Washington Shop and Save. And special thanks to Jim and Michelle for their continued support of regional hockey coverage on TenbandTV. Still thinking of you, Mike. Physically absent, emotionally present, I'm sure. And we thank Mount Washington Shop and Save for sponsoring the second game of our doubleheader tonight. Week 7 of the Pennsylvania Interscholastic Hockey League regular season. Calf shoe goes up top. I'll take that. Thank you very much, says Isaac Rhine. Well, the Warriors took another penalty at the end of that first period. Now that the side switch has occurred, we'll try and get that sorted out as soon as possible. Luke Forbes, the one in the box, hooking the official indication with no time remaining in period 1. That shot right into the logo of Rhine by Matthias Lieb. Panthers 0 of 1 in the penny power play, trailing 1-0. Elizabeth Forward out shooting Sewickley 6-4 in period 1, and they got the only goal of that first frame. Brock Stevenson officially from the aforementioned Luke Forbes. Forbes now with 9 points on his junior season. And the Warriors are struggling, but Forbes has been one of the better playmakers in all of Division II, really. And the numbers certainly bear that out. .50 to go. Under 50, in fact, in the minor on Forbes. A collision at center between Vozick and one of the Panthers. That was Crana taking that hit. Cole Carlson around Donnelly. Carlson hits the brakes in the corner, but turned it over to Vozick. Vozick up ahead, shorthanded for the Warriors. Cross-ice pass. This off-balance shot caught Carlson and caught the outside of the pipe. Caden Biddle that close to his first varsity tally. Closing seconds of the penny power play for Sewickley. And Elizabeth Forward now 2 of 2 on the PK as Forbes exits. Lead pass to Koff. Koff with space on the off wing. Puts it off the shoulder of Rhine and into the protective netting, out of play. Elizabeth Forward sweeping last year's regular season series. Winning the first 2 meetings by identical 11-1 scores before winning the third one in Rostraver by a 7-3 final. Smith off the draw, and Ethan Smith, is denied by Rhine. The EF sophomore looking for his first varsity win in relief of Andrew Weir tonight. The PIHL All-Star getting a breather here against the Panthers. Dave Merlot cutting that puck out at center, for Sewickley. Merlot rostered as number 5, but wearing number 40, as confirmed during the intermission. Merlot, a defensive defenseman, a student at Olsh. As we told you, Olsh and Sewickley are co-oping. And the S-Mark Stars product retreats as the Warriors play it deep in the attacking zone. Out in front it comes. Carlson the save at the side of the net. Carlson sliding from post to post and dislodging the net as Thompson tried to shovel it in. Now, it's been a minute since we've seen Carlson play goal for Sewickley Academy, but the last time I saw him anyway, I remember him being a battler, and he faced a lot of shots in that game as well. Warriors trying to keep his hands full here and add to their 1-0 lead early in period 2. Kathju playing it around the boards. Thomas had that glance off his stick. EF retreating. Jericho deflected it off a Sewickley stick in behind the Panthers' cage. No icing. Matthias Lieb with the unforced error. Warriors trying to capitalize. Kathju cleaning up the mess. And he gets it up to center for Thomas. Thomas, though, couldn't take the outlet pass. Christian Clanchar trying to play it at center for the Warriors. It comes all the way back to the corner for Donnelly. Clanchar one more time trying to maneuver around this USA Hockey crew and play that puck at the same time. Pickering and Music, the officials for Game 2, as they were in Game 1. And boy, have they had a long night already. Again, in case you missed it, the North Catholic Trojans winning a 4-3 shootout over the Moon Tigers that set an unofficial PIHL record for shootout length. Reed Fowler, at long last, scoring the shootout winner for the Trojans to spoil Hockey Fights Cancer Night for the Tigers. Retreating for the Warriors is Forbes. Sewickley dumps it in. Played off the glass to Mosca. Cole Carlson, deep in his own zone to play it. Takes the hit there from Biddle. Sent to the corner by the Warriors. Donnelly doing the honors. EF works it back up top to Stiddard. Stiddard's shot. A loud save there by Carlson. Jack Carlson, that is. Koff. Up ahead for Sewickley now. Koff in transition, just missing to the far post. That almost got past Ryan. Merlot and Mosca, the defensive pairing out here for new coach Jake Gradwell. Koff over the line. The alternate captain hit in the corner now by Stiddard. Biddle trying to pressure that puck up to center. Panthers keep it in for a fleeting moment. Sent back in by Merlot as Sewickley tags up. Elizabeth forward changing behind the play. Ethan Smith just inside the line and into the glove of Ryan. 6 minutes into period 2. Warriors still holding on to that 1-0 lead on the goal by Brock Stevenson. Lead pass finds Thompson. Thompson just missing upstairs. Now, this game doesn't owe you anything, but you feel like Thompson in particular is owed something from the hockey gods before this one is over. And we get another stoppage with 10:40 till the ice cut. And a pregnant pause while the on-duty EMT attends to one of the Elizabeth forward players who's shaken up out of our field of vision here off to our left. So we'll step aside while the injured player is attended to. Matt Popchock here for PIHL Hockey Night Live on TenbandTV, presented by Mount Washington Shop and Save.
It's a PIHL Hockey Night in Pittsburgh.
Unfortunately, that one, injury stoppage, not taking as long as we imagined it would, as Blake Vozick, the senior, was the injured EF Warrior. Able to get off the ice and get further attention. Cam Napoli, the Elizabeth forward captain, hopping on here for this shift as the Warriors almost ice this puck. Merlot retrieving it just in front of his extended goal line. Two-line pass swiped out there by Kugler. Napoli retreating. Thomas dumping it in for Sewickley with under 10 to go in the period. Thompson starting the breakout for Elizabeth forward. Thompson dumps it in. Merlot will let his other defenseman chase it. That's Peluso, the senior. Napoli lost it to Merlot. Merlot, shot pass. Oh, what a save there by Isaac Ryan. And even Weir over on the bench is going to show a little love for the glove. Isaac Ryan, the backup tendy, with a sparkling save there to keep the Panthers off the board. Cathju off the face-off win to the corner. Koff in pursuit. Brown for Donnelly. Up to center, it'll come now for Hara. Jennings plays it behind the net. Koff to center. Retreating is Donnelly. With it now, Jennings. Jennings with a path to goal. Jennings taking off that puck, held up from behind by Cathju. Penalty coming up on Sewickley as we approach the midpoint of this Division II contest. Elizabeth forward, trying to climb the ladder in the gold division. Sewickley Academy trying to get going in the blue division of D2. Warriors with a chance to add to their 1-0 advantage as Arjun Cathju, the junior captain, will sit. EF wins the faceoff cleanly to Thompson. Thompson to Forbes. Forbes behind the net. Panthers play it to the near side. Stanislaw unable to clear it. Now the second time will be the charm for the Sewickley junior. Panthers changing penalty killers with 8 minutes left in the second period. Elizabeth forward for the third time on the penny power play tonight. They're 0 for 2. That shot pass broken up by Cole Carlson. And in front of goaltender Jack, he goes behind his own net and sends this puck the length of the ice. Panthers again changing quickly. Vozick, no worse for the wear after being injured earlier in this period. Has it for EF. Vozick, cross ice to Biddle. Biddle from the circle. Yawning net and a goal by Stevenson. Thank you, sir. May I have another? Elizabeth forward does make the third time the charm on the penny power play. Cathju takes the walk of shame, and it's 2-0 Warriors. How do you watch PIHL Hockey Night Live on 10-Band TV? Well, right now you can watch on Watch. Yes, you heard me correctly. Log on to watch.10band.tv and watch multiple live PIHL games and on-demand replays at once. Again, that's watch.10band.tv to watch your favorite PIHL team the way the hockey gods intended. Jack Carlson covering atop the crease, face off in the Panthers zone. Just over 7 minutes till the ice cut at the RMU Island Sports Center. Brock Stevenson has potted a pair, his latest on the man advantage. Elizabeth forward with a 2-0 lead over Sewickley Academy. Koff around the boards. Waiting for it is Merlot. Reagan Donnelly up the boards. Lead pass to Stevenson. Stevenson on hat-trick watch as he is dispossessed in the corner. Good stick there by Smith. Out in front it comes. Nice maneuver there. The backhand try by Biddle is denied by Carlson. Warriors recover. They play it out in front. Biddle shovels it back to Stitter. It deflects just wide. Forbes looking for a tip in. Panthers have the rebound. Merlot leading it for Crana. Crana from the high slot. That kick save is made by Isaac Ryan. Panthers play it in front, but right to one of the Warriors. That's Forbes. Forbes up to Stevenson. Stevenson hits the brakes. Stevenson to the corner for Biddle. Biddle to the point for Donnelly. Donnelly from distance. That's blocked by Merlot easily. Panthers 3 men strong. Crana unable to drag that back foot, however. Sewickley trying to complete a line change as Koff plays it across the Elizabeth forward line. Hara from center red. Up to Isaac Brown. Brown taken off the puck calmly by Kathju. Up it comes now to Thomas. Thomas firing from distance. That puck is still loose. Picked up by the Panthers out in front. Unable to locate it was Matthias Lieb. He would have had an exposed net to shoot at too. Warriors catch a bit of a break. Kathju to center. Kathju over the line. Offside. You saw that back foot of Stanislaw. Just couldn't keep it on the right side of the line. Thomas from distance. That's dumped in on goal. Easy play by the glove hand of Ryan. Thomas creates space. Thomas off the side of the post. Well, for a moment, I thought he might cash in from that angle. Mario nearly pulling a Mario to get Sewickley even. And a steal here by Stanislaw. Stanislaw toward goal. Stanislaw on his backhand. Save made by Ryan as he cuts down the angle. And we told you in pregame the Panthers trying to get out of the basement in that blue division. Wilmington, Trinity, Carrick, and they all sitting on 3 points entering week 7. In the gold division, Knock the front runner. Elizabeth forward, just a couple points ahead of the cellar dweller in that division, Central Valley. Morgantown and Deer Lakes coming into week 7, tied at 12 points, just a couple out of that top spot in D2 gold. Neshannock, 1 point ahead of state champion Burrell. Burrell losing the PIHL Division II final to Morgantown last season, but winning the inaugural Division II Pennsylvania State final. here at the Island Sports Center back in March. And the Bucks and the Lancers have quite a race going for that top spot in blue. Lots and lots of season left. But as the wise man said, it gets late early. Warriors trying to pick up some big points here on the road. They lead by a pair with under 3 to go in period 2 as Carlson makes that save. Another follow-up shot from point blank taken by Forbes. Just can't buy himself a goal tonight. Carlson trying to keep the Panthers in this thing. Mark Swankler going to keep his forward on to take this face-off. Swankler, the former Norwin standout and Pitt club hockey player. Another year of coaching EF varsity. And I'm sure he's feeling the burden of that tough start by the Warriors too. Again, South Park with their return to PIHL's pure divisions this season, that stripped some of Elizabeth Forward's roster of what would be returning players. Those players playing for South Park in Class A now in 2025-2026. EF continuing to co-op with schools such as Sarah Catholic, Fraser, McKeesport, Greensburg Central Catholic, and others in that part of Greater Pittsburgh and Greater Greensburg for that matter. Now, the Warriors, since they became a co-op program, really have been one of the bigger melting pots, if you will, as far as school districts and district representation goes. Chance now for EF. Up ahead of the play, Stevenson. He is denied by Jack Carlson. Biddle with his puck now late in the period for the Warriors. Koff near side. Up to center, too strong for Crana. Donnelly retreats calmly inside his own line. Up to center, Biddle couldn't handle the pass. Koff strong on that puck for Sewickley, dumps it in with a minute to go. Donnelly with a turnover in front to Matthias Lieb. Lieb slips it to Thomas. Thomas's shot blocked by Stittard. Well, maybe one too many passes by the Panthers there. Lieb maybe should have just shot that puck, and we're going to get a penalty here with 42 ticks to talk before the ice cut. Warriors for the 4th time going to the penny power play. They're one of 3. Roughing the call against Jake Stanislaw. So barring a goal, this penalty will spill over into the 3rd period. Napoli on to take the draw against Thomas. Thomas with a win and the clearance for the Panthers. Lieb giving chase shorthanded. Knocked down from behind by Thompson, and Thompson's going to go to the gate for a 2nd time tonight. So 4-on-4 hockey for these final 31 seconds, barring further developments. Tripping the indication against the 2025 All-Star. Thompson scoring the Warriors' lone goal, for that matter, in their most recent outing, that 4-1 loss of McDowell last Tuesday night. 13 seconds left in the period. 4-on-4 hockey for a few more moments, and then a few more to begin period 3. Mario Thomas, one more chance maybe for the Panthers, but he'll just Send it to the corner. And we will cut the ice here at the Clearview Arena. 1 goal in each period for the Elizabeth Forward Warriors. They both belong to Brock Stevenson. Goals 1 and 2 on his sophomore season. And it is Warriors 2, Sewickley Academy Panthers nothing after 2. Matt Popchock on board for PIHL Hockey Night Live on TenbandTV, presented by the Mount Washington Shop and Save.
It's a PIHL Hockey Night in Pittsburgh.
Discover the heart of Pittsburgh at Mount Washington Shop and Save. At Mount Washington Shop and Save, we're more than just a grocery store. We're your neighborhood destination. From the freshest local produce to gourmet delights, we've got it all under one roof. Experience convenience, quality, and savings, all in the heart of Mount Washington. Mount Washington Shop and Save, where Pittsburgh shops with a view. Shop smart, shop local, shop Mount Washington Shop and Save.
Gonna get out, pretty baby. Gonna get out of this rocking chair.
Pass Cunningham. Here comes Cunningham between the defenders. Cunningham. Score! Ethan Cunningham! Hat trick! Game-winning goal! The Ramblers win the 2025 2A Penguins Cup! And Ethan Cunningham is a local hero!
One of 4 players for Sewickley to make their varsity debut October 6th against Ringgold, forcing the save by Ryan, and at the other end, the Warriors nuzzle that nylon with 7.5 to go in the first period. Week 7 of the Pennsylvania Interscholastic Hockey League regular season. Kafju goes up top. I'll take that. Thank you very much. Official indication with no time remaining in period 1. That shot right into the logo of Ryan by Matthias Lieb. And the S-Mark Stars product retreats as the Warriors play it deep in the attacking zone. Out in front it comes. Carlson the save at the side of the net. Carlson sliding from post to post and dislodging the net as Thompson tried to shovel it in. This USA Hockey crew and play that puck at the same time. Pickering and Music, the officials for Game 2, as they were in Game 1. Napoli lost it to Merlot. Merlot, shot pass. Oh, what a save there by Isaac Ryan. Biddle from the circle. Yawning net and a goal by Stevenson. Thank you, sir. May I have another? Elizabeth Forward does make the 3rd time the charm on the penny power play. Kafju takes the walk of shame, and it's 2-0 Warriors. And a steal here by Stanislaw. Stanislaw toward goal. Stanislaw on his backhand. Save made by Ryan as he cuts down the angle. Here on the road, they lead by a pair with under 3 to go in period 2 as Carlson makes that save. Another follow-up shot from point blank taken by Forbes. Just can't. Chance now for EF. Up ahead of the play, Stevenson. He is denied by Jack Carlson.
It's a PIHL Hockey Night in Pittsburgh.
Discover the heart of Pittsburgh at Mount Washington Shop and Save. At Mount Washington Shop and Save, We're more than just a grocery store. We're your neighborhood destination. From the freshest local produce to gourmet delights, we've got it all under one roof. Experience convenience, quality, and savings, all in the heart of Mount Washington. Mount Washington Shop and Save, where Pittsburgh shops with a view. Shop smart, shop local, shop Mount Washington Shop and Save.
Gonna get up, pretty baby. Gonna get out of this rocking chair.
Pass Cunningham. Here comes Cunningham between the defenders. Cunningham. Score! Ethan Cunningham! Hat trick! Game-winning goal! The Ramblers win the 2025 2A Penguins Cup! And Ethan Cunningham is a local hero!
Play It Again Sports in Greensburg is your locally owned and operated sporting goods store. We set ourselves apart by offering a wide variety of both new and used equipment at competitive prices. Located in the Greengate East Plaza, below Walmart, Play It Again Sports' knowledgeable staff will help you and your family prepare for every athletic season. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or trade, we are here as your one-stop shop. At Play It Again Sports in Greensburg, everybody plays.
Gonna get up, pretty baby. Gonna get out of this rocking chair.
Hewitt creating space. Hewitt turning. Scoring! Marshall Hewitt has won the Penguins Cup championship for the Seneca Valley Raiders with 12:29 to play in triple overtime. And don't ever play Lady of Spain again.
Do you have a favorite leather couch or chair that's damaged? Has your car, boat, or RV's interior seen better days? Maybe your business's furniture or your private aircraft's interior could use a little love. You're probably thinking replacement is going to be expensive. And what happens to the damaged piece after you throw it out? Does it just end up in a landfill? It doesn't have to. FiberNew specializes in the restoration of leather, plastic, and vinyl. To get an estimate, connect with us today.
Look at him, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, climbing his way through the corporate rat race. We've all been there, focused on that next raise, promotion, chocolate bar. Keeping an eye on your health can be exhausting. Weight Loss Direct is a personalized wellness and weight loss program. We utilize an AI algorithm to determine your specific foods and match you with a real-life coach and an easy-to-follow meal plan so you could stay on track to success and health. Check out weightlossdirect.com to learn more.
Thank you for calling Penny, PA's official health insurance marketplace. How can I help?
Would preventative care and screenings be an option?
You came to the right place. Penny gets you the lowest cost on high-quality plans.
Enroll now at penny.com. Paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars.
It's a PIHL Hockey Night in Pittsburgh.
Discover the heart of Pittsburgh at Mount Washington Shop and Save. At Mount Washington Shop and Save, we're more than just a grocery store. We're your neighborhood destination. From the freshest local produce to gourmet delights, we've got it all under one roof. Experience convenience, quality, and savings, all in the heart of Mount Washington. Mount Washington Shop and Save, where Pittsburgh shops with a view. Shop smart, shop local, shop Mount Washington Shop and Save.
Gonna get up, pretty baby. Gonna get out of this rocking chair.
comes Cunningham between the defenders. Cunningham, score! Ethan Cunningham, hat trick, game-winning goal. The Ramblers win the 2025 2A Penguins Cup, and Ethan Cunningham is a local hero.
Play It Again Sports in Greensburg is your locally owned and operated sporting goods store. We set ourselves apart by offering a wide variety of both new and used equipment at competitive prices. Located in the Greengate East Plaza, below Walmart, Play It Again Sports' knowledgeable staff will help you and your family prepare for every athletic season. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or trade, we are here as your one-stop shop. At Play It Again Sports in Greensburg, everybody plays.
Gonna get out, pretty baby. Gonna get out of this rocking chair.
Hewitt creating space. The Mount Washington Shop and Save is a proud sponsor of the 2025-2026 season of PIHL Hockey Night Live on TenbandTV. Check out the ad on your screen during any of our broadcasts this season for the latest, greatest deals on everything the Mount Washington Shop and Save has to offer. Whatever you need, any kind of deli meats, sandwich fixins you need under the sun, store managers Jim and Michelle Kazarowski will make sure you find it at the Mount Washington Shop and Save. And special thanks to Jim and Michelle for their continued support of regional hockey coverage on TenbandTV. Matt Popchock here for PIHL Hockey Night Live, Game 2 of our Monday night Week 7 doubleheader from the RMU Island Sports Center on TenbandTV, presented by our friends at the Mount Washington Shop and Save. Elizabeth forwards Brock Stevenson checking off the milestones 1 year at a time. Last year, Stevenson, his varsity debut at Carrick, September 30th. His first career point at Knock, December 9th. Tonight, his first career varsity goal, followed by career goal number 2 in period 2. And that's where we stand. Elizabeth forward 2, Sewickley Academy nothing. And again, that season-opening forfeiture notwithstanding, the Panthers trying to win a varsity game since returning to the PIHL as a co-op program for the first time since February of 2021. Merlot in the corner. 35 more seconds of 4-on-4 hockey to be played here on the freshly cut ice of the Clearview Arena. Merlot across the line for Sewickley. And he's dispossessed by Stittard. Up to center, it'll come now for Forbes. Forbes trying to slip past Smith. Smith in the corner for Biddle. Biddle played in the corner by Smith. Panthers win the puck battle. Thomas from center gets that puck the rest of the way. Jake Gradwell, the first-year Sewickley coach, changing on the fly. Stanislaw out of the box as Isaac Ryan makes his first save of period 3. Second period shots favored the Panthers by an 11-9 count. Game totals entering period 3 were 15 apiece. Elizabeth forward ahead where it counts thanks to Brock Stevenson. One at even strength, one on the man advantage, just over 9 minutes into each of the first 2 periods. Stevenson from Forbes, then Stevenson from Biddle. And Caden Biddle, the varsity debutant, with his first career point on that Stevenson power play goal. Panthers played in the corner. We're back to 5-a-side now. To the point it comes for Peluso. Peluso around the net. Crane anticipating. He's chased by Jericho near side. Vozek will go to work as well. And Vozick is dispossessed, but Kathshew can't keep it in the zone. Chance for Cam Thompson, perhaps, if he can get past Peluso. Thompson under duress, fires it on goal, and Jack Carlson has to squeeze the pillows. Gradwell, the Sewickley coach, bringing over Sam Lewis, one of last year's varsity assistants. Cam Macariola, the other assistant, joining this year's varsity staff for Sewickley. And it will be interesting to see what he and the aforementioned Tyler Kennedy in his new role with Sewickley hockey are able to do with this program over the long haul. You know, obviously, when any PIHL program gets the involvement of a decorated ex-Penguin and one who calls Pittsburgh home and has continued to do so, for that matter, as a youth instructor, you know, everybody's eyebrows go up, everybody's ears perk up, and you got a little bit more pressure, a little bit more external pressure anyway on that program to break out of the doldrums and get something going. And that's what the Panthers are trying to do. But again, since re-entering the league 2 years ago, nothing has come easily for this varsity squad. They trail here at home 2-0, trying to snap a 6-game skid. Matthias Lieb taking off the puck in the far circle. Lieb puts a shoulder into one of the Warriors now. That's Jennings going down behind his own net. And a hit up high this time on Donnelly, who retaliates. Cole Carlson couldn't keep it in. Up to center comes Brown. Brown from distance. Carlson will hold it. We told you the Warriors are road warriors tonight, then going back home for 5 in a row in Rostraver. Starting with Central Valley, coming to the CFS Bank Event Center. And that'll be November 20th, a 9 o'clock puck drop in that game. And next up for the Panthers, as the net is dislodged. The Panthers believe they've scored, but it's waved off immediately by Pickering and Music. The net behind Isaac Ryan was well off the mooring, so this will not count, even as Carlson skates to center ice to plead his case. Plead his team's case, I should say. And the Panthers arguing that Ryan knocked the net off himself and that it didn't have any bearing on the conclusion of the play, but EF gets the call, and we'll get a face-off to Ryan's right. To the point for Smith. Settled down by the Panthers and covered this time by Ryan at that far post. Panthers going to stay at home for their next 3 after tonight. And they'll welcome Deer Lakes to the island next Monday for a 7:15 face-off. The Lancers chasing their Butler County brethren, the Knock Knights, for that top spot in that division. Off the boards it comes, vis-a-vis Donnelly. Merlot surveying the play, across 2 lines for Koff. Stittard strong on that puck for EF. Warriors bring it up the right side now. Here's Donnelly. Donnelly past Baker. Donnelly unable to get around Merlot. Kathshew plays it to Koff. Koff, no icing. 5 minutes into the final period of regulation. Warriors up by a pair. Thompson on his backhand plays it as far as the Sewickley line. Botticello up ahead for the Panthers, who dumped the puck one more time, and this time it will be icing on Sewickley. Where will we be next? Funny you should ask. This approaching Thursday, a standalone edition of PIHL Hockey Night Live on TenbandTV. The Peters Township Indians visiting the Central Catholic Vikings at the Alpha Complex in Harmarville. 8:30 opening face-off for that PIHL Class 3A game. That puck deflected in on Carlson. Central Catholic third overall in the Class 3A standings coming into Week 7. Peters Township can leapfrog them with a win on Thursday night. The Vikings were an impressive team to watch in the preseason, and so were the Indians for that matter. Chris Claxon seems to have overcome last year's heavy graduation losses and roster turnover, and Peters Township looks like a very different team to start this season. Should be an interesting game on Thursday night again. That'll be our next PIHL Hockey Night Live this Thursday night at 8:30 on TenbandTV, Peters and Central. Final 10:20 of this one in Neville Township, and a penalty coming up. The Warriors are going to get it. Collision right at the Sewickley blue line, and Tony Harris getting the explanation from this USA Hockey crew. Roughing the call. Sewickley to the penny power play. Panthers control at the point. Carlson's one-timer. Oh, Ryan just got down in time to get a piece of it. Carlson recovers at the boards after feigning on that pass to Lieb. Now Carlson has it back. His shot denied by Ryan. And another penalty coming up. Warriors are going to be shorthanded by 2 men. Big juncture in this game. A lot of time left, 9:53. And Sewickley is going to get a 2-man advantage for 1 minute 37 seconds. Interference to call. And that was Thompson, I believe, that went off. Panthers, 5 against 3. Ethan Smith. I'll take that, thank you very much, says Ryan. Jake Radwell wants a fresh unit out there for this face-off to Ryan's right. Warriors win it. That's a big play there by Biddle to get it back to center. 1 minute 20 left in the 2-man advantage. Merlot over the line. To the circle for Baker. Up top to Merlot. Merlot for Smith. Smith waits, watches, shoots, stopped by Ryan. 1 minute 2 left on the 2-man advantage for the Panthers. Put wide by Koff. It is Stittard, not Cam Thompson, in the box for interference. Now that we have official word, we can make the official correction. A 2-man penny power play for Sewickley. Shot by Merlot is loose on the doorstep and cleared. A heroic play there by Donnelly. Biddle was involved as well. He might have been the one that saved a goal. And a penalty coming up again as we approach the midpoint of period 3. Cross-checking the call, and the Panthers allow their frustrations to get the better of them. Smith will sit. So it becomes a 4-on-3 power play now for the Panthers. Thomas, under stiff resistance, gets it up to Merlot. Merlot forgot the puck along the far boards, taken out by Forbes. 10 seconds to go in the minor on Hara. Forbes with it for the Warriors. That shot stopped by Carlson from 50 feet. Now it's a 4-on-4. Thomas, score! Mario Thomas nuzzles that nylon. The Panthers are within one. Hit that horn, baby. Let's dance. He scored last season against EF. A little bit of history repeating here on the island with 8:10 remaining in this one. A 4-on-4 goal by the Panthers, and it's a 2-1 contest. Third of the season for the sophomore. Thomas wins the ensuing faceoff. Inside the line he'll come. Cathju to Peluso. Donnelly from above the circle. That's settled down by Jack Carlson. Now the pressure's on Carlson to keep making saves and keep his team in the hunt here now that they've cut the EF lead in half. Warriors on an abbreviated penny power play for 50 more seconds. Going down is Vozek. Jericho from deep in his own zone. Picked off by Peluso. Peluso's shot missing. Cathju unable to get that puck deep. Lead pass eludes Vozek. Icing on the Warriors. A frustrating thing for any coach at any level. An icing on the power play. Officially, it's Thomas unassisted to get Sewickley on the board. They thought they were at the beginning of period 3. This one, however, does stand. Cole Carlson backpedaling. 20 to go in the Sewickley penalty kill. Donnelly retreating for EF. Last rush for this power play. Vozek couldn't take the outlet pass, though. Carlson turning it over to Vozek. Vozek has to get back on side and just barely does so. Now a hard collision there at the blue line between Carlson and Vozek, who's already been shaken up once in this game. Teams back to 5 aside. So EF survives the 5 against 3. They do not survive 4-on-4. Warriors 2, Panthers 1. Thompson for Kugler. Kugler from 60 feet. That's stopped. Stabbed back to center by Crana. Stittard plays it between the benches. Cathju ducking around a check as he got rid of that puck. Final 6 minutes of regulation. Thompson above the right circle. That shot blocked by Peluso. Nice gap control by the senior. Sewickley plays it inside the Elizabeth forward line. Thompson one more time. Good stick there by Lieb. Stanislaw over the line. That hits something on its way toward the Warrior goal. to Peluso. Peluso off a skate. Somebody lost a glove in front of the Sewickley blue line. It's just played aside nonchalantly by Luca Peluso as Kathshew is dumped in front of the visiting bench. Donnelly plays it inside the Sewickley line. Panthers give chase. Stanislaw can't quite get there in time. Thomas hits the brakes, goes cross ice. Matthias Lieb with the takeaway. Lieb taking off that puck quickly by Donnelly. Carlson in the neutral zone. Turned over now to Biddle. Biddle from a tight angle out in front. The one-timer fanned on. That could have been curtains if Forbes had been able to get a clean stick on that one. And we've got another whistle coming with 4:35 to go. Merlot favoring that left leg as he comes off the ice to the Sewickley bench. Biddle to the box for EF. Sewickley to the penny power play. It will not be a power play. Coincidental penalties, they say, so we remain 5 aside with 4:20 remaining in the third. Kathshew has a man up ahead of the play. That's Koff. Tries to slip it up the right boards to the ladder. Warriors get to this puck instead. Jericho battling in the corner. He goes down, and another penalty coming up. And now one of these teams is going to get a penny power play. And it's going to be the Elizabeth Forward Warriors. Max Koff giving him the who me as he is sent off with 4:06 remaining. Biddle in the box for EF. Standing and watching as the Panthers get this puck deep. Elizabeth Forward leading by 1 on the penny power play. Looking for a knockout blow. Thompson up the right wing. Thompson behind the net. Thompson to the point for Forbes. Brown to the corner. Mosca stands him up. Cole Carlson took the coincidental penalty that we mentioned earlier for Sewickley. Officially, it's roughing on Biddle, holding on Carlson. Midway through the penny power play, here come the Warriors one more time. Napoli over the line. Napoli lost it on the backhand. Crana couldn't clear it. Shot by Thompson. Huge save there by Jack Carlson. EF's leading goal scorer, nearly called game. Thompson again. This blocker save made. Oh, that puck batted out of the air. Played with a high stick by Napoli, so it wouldn't have counted, but an impressive stop nonetheless by Jack Carlson. And that high stick in the attacking zone by the Warriors brings the face-off, back into Elizabeth Forward ice. Thomas off the face-off. He's tied up. Warriors have it. Kugler Ceding possession there to Ethan Smith. Stanislaw leaves it for nobody in particular. The only man there is Eli Stittard. Kugler retreating. Jennings cross ice for Stevenson. Stevenson pressured by Smith. Koff back to the Sewickley bench. Panthers have killed it off. Thomas with this puck in the final 2 minutes of play. Up for Stanislaw. Stanislaw with speed to the corner. Good stick there by Stittard, but Stanislaw has it. Merlot deep in the corner. Merlot from an angle. That puck lands on top of the net. Kept alive by the Panthers, and they try to set it up for Lee, but it comes right to Brock Stevenson. Outlet pass beyond Stanislaw. Merlot with it. Thomas stood up by Isaac Brown. Crunch time for both teams here in this Division II PIHL contest. Warriors trying to nail down this thing and bounce back from back-to-back losses. Sewickley trying to keep this thing going and bring an end to that 6-game losing streak to start their season. Merlot retreating in the final 45. Net empty to our right. Played up to Thomas. Thomas across the line. Thomas, left circle. Thomas shooting off the side of the net. Panthers have the rebound. Stanislaw had trouble with that pass. Merlot turned it over. Shot toward the empty net. It's wide. It will not be icing. Vozek plays it behind the net with 15 to go. Last chance here maybe for the Panthers. Stanislaw leading the charge. Baker going to the net. Stanislaw shooting under the glove hand of goaltender Ryan. Thomas from an angle fires off of Ryan's stick hand with 3 ticks to talk. Jake Gradwell calling timeout. We'll step aside as well and see how this thing ends. The Panthers need another goal. They've got 3 seconds to score one. Matt Popchock, PIHL Hockey Night Live on TenbandTV.
It's a PIHL Hockey Night in Pittsburgh.
Discover the heart of Pitt.
Now the Panthers need not a miracle per se, but they need to defy the odds a bit here. First and foremost, they need to win a faceoff. And some time is going to be put back on the clock as officials reevaluate when exactly that puck was knocked out of play by goaltender Ryan. 4.7 seconds remain now. They drop the puck. The Warriors control it. Can they clear it? Yes, they can. That's it. Fort Pitt. Thompson ices it. And Isaac Ryan can celebrate a varsity win for the first time in his PIHL career. Hockey hugs for Andrew Weir's backup. The Elizabeth forward sophomore finishing with 20 saves unofficially and 19 for Jack Carlson in a tight one. So on a night where we saw one of the wildest 2-1 finishes in league history, we end the night with a more conventional 2-1 finish. Elizabeth forward, takes this one narrowly from Sewickley Academy. Thank you, Dustin Beck. Thank you, Jared Todd Hunter. Thank you, Todd Kazarowski. Thank you, Commissioner Tom Halliburka, for your support. And thank you for watching and listening. I'm Matt Popchock, and that's all she wrote from the island. We'll see you in Harmarville this approaching Thursday for more PIHL Hockey Night Live on TenbandTV, presented by the Mount Washington Shop and Save.
It's a PIHL Hockey Night in Pittsburgh.
One of 4 players for Sewickley to make their varsity debut October 6th against Ringgold, forcing the save by Ryan, and at the other end, the Warriors nuzzle that nylon with 7.5 to go in the first period. Week 7 of the Pennsylvania Interscholastic Hockey League regular season. Kafju goes up top. I'll take that. Thank you very much. Official indication with no time remaining in period 1. That shot right into the logo of Rhine by Matthias Lieb. And the S-Mark Stars product retreats as the Warriors play it deep in the attacking zone. Out in front it comes. Carlson the save at the side of the net. Carlson sliding from post to post and dislodging the net as Thompson tried to shovel it in. This USA Hockey crew and play that puck at the same time. Pickering and Music, the officials for Game 2, as they were in Game 1. Napoli lost it to Merlot. Merlot, shot pass. Oh, what a save there by Isaac Rhine. Biddle from the circle. Yawning net and a goal by Stevenson. Thank you, sir. May I have another? Elizabeth Forward does make the third time the charm on the penny power play. Kafju takes the walk of shame, and it's 2-0 Warriors. And a steal here by Stanislaw. Stanislaw toward goal. Stanislaw on his backhand. Save made by Ryan as he cuts down the angle. Here on the road, they lead by a pair with under 3 to go in period 2 as Carlson makes that save. Another follow-up shot from point blank taken by Forbes. Just can't. Chance now for EF. Up ahead of the play, Stevenson. He is denied by Jack Carlson. 20th, the 9 o'clock puck drop in that game. And next up for the Panthers, as the net is dislodged. The Panthers believe they've scored, but it's waved off immediately by Pickering and Music. The net behind Isaac Rhine was well off the mooring, so this will not count, even as Carlson skates to center ice to plead his case. Carlson recovers at the boards after feigning on that pass to Lieb. Now Carlson has it back. His shot denied by Rhine. By Carlson from 50 feet. Now it's a 4-on-4. Thomas, score! Mario Thomas nuzzles that nylon. The Panthers are within 1. Hit that horn, baby. Let's dance. Thompson for Kugler. Kugler from 60 feet. That's stopped. More time. Napoli over the line. Napoli lost it on the backhand. Crana couldn't clear it. Shot by Thompson. Huge save there by Jack Carlson. EF's leading goal scorer, nearly called game. Thompson again. This blocker save made. Oh, that puck batted out of the air. Played with a high stick by Napoli, so it wouldn't have counted, but an impressive stop nonetheless by Jack Carlson. Played up to Thomas. Thomas across the line. Thomas, left circle. Thomas shooting off the side of the net. Panthers ices it. And Isaac Rhine can celebrate a varsity win for the first time in his PIHL career. Hockey hugs for Andrew Weir's backup. The Elizabeth Forward sophomore finishing with 20 saves unofficially and 19 for Jack Carlson.
It's a PIHL Hockey Night Pittsburgh.